Let me say a couple things. One is I'm so proud of you to understand that something is missing. I pastored a church with Christians for 12 years, and I say now publicly, I'm allergic to Christians. Why? Because you don't understand you got into a war. It's no heaven. There's no heaven here. This is hell. And we were engaged by a king who came and said, soon as he comes out of the water, the first words out of the master's mouth is, the kingdom of heaven has come. Now he makes that declaration on a land that is owned by somebody else called Lucifer. And we know it because, you know, when people say they're made in God's image, and I'm like try to tell them, no, Adam was made in God's image. The rest of us were made in Adam's image. Because if this is God's image, then God is the devil. So let's be clear. So that is why we reaffirm our relationship and we excuse me we reaffirm our fidelity to the king. You call him the creator. We needed to have a way to reaffirm because we fell away. Adam took us away to independence. What you described is the exact kingdom modality of how we need to live. But it cannot be done under the system of Christianity. It cannot. It's already bifurcated. So if you start in the wrong place, it doesn't matter how your GPS works. You're going to the wrong place. So that is why we keep going around in a circle. We keep talking. We keep having billions, trillions. We keep having all these things that we know to do, but we keep bumping our little heads because we're starting in the wrong place. We're starting in an organizational capacity, which is what the church is. We're not starting with a king and a kingdom and fidelity to a king who has laid out for us exactly how this should work. You gave it. Love, peace, joy. If it doesn't bring that, it's not of God. Where you find confusion, it's not of God. Where you find greed, it's not of God. Where you find a capitalistic system, it's not of God. Wherever you find the list that you gave, which is brilliant, we do need to have that on tape because it's like a lecture. Everything you described is the devil.
Wow.
But it's, what did Yeshua say? You will know them by their fruit. That's why I never get excited. You will know them by their fruit. So you keep telling me Jesus, Christianity, Christmas, we're all Christians, we all love. What is your fruit? Destruction, death, slavery, mismanagement, corruption, hatred, theft.
Lies.
Lies, stealing, in the name of Jesus. Your churches, pastors, sleeping with the blah, blah, blah. So I don't have to get mad at you. I have to just say, oh, I see the fruit. I know the seed. We're done. I see the fruit. I know the tree. So this is what has been the problem. We keep looking
social distancing.
Yeah, right. Don't make me go there. We keep looking to plant a seed, a GMO seed, and we're looking for a perfect fruit.
Wow.
The whole amalgamation of Constantine and Paul and Rome and Greco-Roman philosophy is a GMO of the kingdom.
Come on now.
So what the hell did you expect to have? Murder, rape. I keep the world meter on my computer. As of this morning, 23,873,000 abortions in the name of freedom of my body. So ladies, I'm sorry, I have freedom of my body to have a hysterectomy. I have freedom of my body to have my tubes tied. I have freedom of my body to take birth control pills. I have freedom of my body not to sleep around. But once a sperm hits an egg, it's a baby. 16 days it has a heart, and 6 weeks it has a brain. What do you mean a fetus? So you done killed 23 million of them since January, and you want to know why women are having a problem? Really? In the name of freedom of what? What about the freedom of the embryo? Look at the things we accept and we say is fine. So if we've already killed 24 million since January, what's the end of the year look like?
24 million?
Yeah, look at your world meter. And while you're talking, the number's going.
That's Planned Parenthood. That's
Absolutely.
That's Bill Gates.
That's no, and let me just say 2 seconds about Bill Gates. He's just an emblem of white genetic annihilation fear, which I'll talk to you about. Because we're on the wrong page. Racism and white supremacy all the things that have happened to us is a byproduct of the real intention of white supremacy. You know what that is? To keep from white genetic annihilation. They woke up in a world that was black, brown, red, and yellow, and they were a minority. And instead of having a brain, they have a psychosis that automatically assumes that we will annihilate them when we're not thinking about that. That kind of psychosis has caused them to create the most heinous systems of oppression known to man, but it's coming out of their fear. We're fighting the wrong thing. We keep thinking the things that happen to us, and this is the great work of Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, who was one of my mentors. This is her thing. She is a psychiatrist. Everything that's happened to us as Africans, aside from Deuteronomy 28, where we really did piss off God, and we do have to talk about that at some point. The point of this is that the things that happen to us is a byproduct to the real story. The real story is they are frightened of being genetically
wiped out,
inferior, and wiped out.
But I've got to ask a question.
Hey, hold on.
Since we don't have Dr. Chris here, and you are explaining.
I will give you. Let her finish the
Are you going to remember? Because you're going to ask me quickly.
I won't remember.
Yeah, ask me quickly.
You got to explain, because Dr. Creston explained to us, why does a white person care what they become, whether they are mixed or black? As long as you're existing, shouldn't that be the point?
No.
Why do they care about this?
Because psychologically, they will be gone. They do care. They don't want everybody to be brown. Their whiteness is what they have convinced themselves from a psychological point of view. And I refer you to the ISIS papers because she gives a bigger story, which is too long for now. They are rooted and grounded in the concept of whiteness will be annihilated, which is why they're running after you guys. You are the biggest threat, because every time you sleep with even one of them, you make a brown baby.
And they don't come back again.
They don't come back again. So we are genetically superior
dominant
from the melanin. It is not a bad thing. The further north you go anywhere, you're going to start getting lighter. It's genetics. It's anthropology. It's science. But in their mind, waking up, finding themselves a minority and genetically recessive with melanin has caused a mental, psychological psychosis that has made byproducts of everything we're talking about. So we're losing the battle. Let me tell you why it's so serious. Every time we win, okay, white people play golf, we get Tiger Woods. They next.
They play basketball.
Basketball's fine. They're happy with us to have basketball and football. But now the white things. Okay, tennis, we get Serena. Another. Okay. Then we get chess. Then we get a black president. Then we got 54 black presidents in Africa. Every time, see, our motive, you gotta always, the legal framework you're talking about always goes to intent and motive. So there's a dead body here. How did it get here? Did it just die? Is it accidental? Is it first degree, second degree, third degree? All of the intention tells you if somebody's going to jail or not. Okay. Our intention is always justice. Or our intention is always being equal, fairness, peace, justice, peace. This is the hallmark. We always talk about the seal of God. The seal of God and the hallmark of who you belong to is that very thing. Forgiveness, love, mercy.
Justice.
They've made us think it's a weakness, but it identifies us to whose God we serve. You got to get this.
What is their DNA?
Their DNA
is contrasted to justice.
Yes, because we only protect ourselves, so we have a defensive mechanism. They have an offensive mechanism. They come into countries, nobody bothering them, and they kill everybody. They are, because their mind has been warped by this sense in their own mind. They made all this up themselves, by the way, because there's no history anywhere that I've found, maybe someone has, where black people have purposely gone into a white community